Hello, everyone on the Facebook viewing party. For those of you that were probably wondering like a minute ago, hey, wasn't this supposed to start at 9 o'clock? Well, it didn't, so it's okay. At the very least, you can appreciate that we all have good lighting.
Yes.
I recently discovered this lamp that is giving me this great light right now, and it's really doing a lot for me. So, we are here to break down the 18 people that are going to be playing Big Brother Hometowns Season 8 that starts tomorrow, and I can't believe it. Um, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're really excited. I am joined by my two co-hosts for the seasons. I have two this time, and they're familiar because they were my last two co-hosts. Co-hosts Max just played, and Steven. So Max and Steven, how are you guys today?
Doing excellent.
Living the dream.
Very excited to get this going.
Yes, me too. So we are going to do this a little differently, which I'm excited about. I'm gonna. Usually we would just kind of go run down the list and pick our favorites, or talk about our favorites and see what we say. But this time, a draft order. We are going to do one of my favorite things, and we'll do a snake draft. So we each get 6 people, if my math is correct.
Proud of you.
And we're gonna spin a wheel. You're gonna see right here to see the order. So let's spin that wheel. The first pick is gonna go to Steven. The second pick is going to go to... Oh, I meant to remove Steven, so of course he's going to get picked again.
I'm getting them
Max,
all.
and then me. So we'll go Steven, Max, and then Josh. Conveniently, that is what I have listed here. Steven, Max, Josh. We're going to draft 18 people. When we pick a person, we're going to stop down on them and discuss what we think their chances. This draft is simple. Whoever picks the winner, whoever has the winner on their team, wins the draft. Pretty easy.
Cool.
So, without further ado, Steven, with the first pick of the Big Brother Hometown Season 8 draft, you select.
It's a lot of pressure. We do have a lot of really good contestants this season. But with the first overall pick, I will be taking Jacob.
Yeah. Yeah. That feels right. Why Jacob?
Jacob just seems... We talked about this. He has it. He seems to have what it will take to win this game, especially among this cast. He seems very likable. He's very smart. He hosts a Survivor org and has done so for a long time. So he obviously knows kind of what he should be doing. I think he's got it all. I really do.
So to shout out his game, actually, it's not even an org. It's actually a real life in person game it's called Survivor Boston. If you want to go check it out on YouTube, I looked at it just to see what it was like, and it's really cool. So check that out. But yeah, I agree. I think Jacob, for me is like the pick. There's a couple here, and I know who I want next, but hopefully Max doesn't pick that person. But Jacob has it. Whatever it is, he's smart. He is aware. He knows these games. I don't think people are going to know that about him, though. I think that he's going to come off as a person that people like. And yeah, I'm very high on Jacob, personally.
All right, so I guess I'm next.
Do you have any thoughts on Jacob, Max?
Oh, I agree. I don't know anything about him other than what we've seen, and he does seem like a very likable person. And that gets you far, especially at the beginning. If you don't rub people the wrong way at the beginning.
Well, the thing is, he also seems very soft-spoken. So I don't know how, like, in your face in the chats he's going to end up being. Like, he may be someone who's just very, like, agreeable and will be able to kind of move further and further and further by just, yeah, that's exactly, you know.
In an 18-person game, that's a perfect spot for him for a while until he decides that it's time to make a move, and I feel like he's the kind of guy that will.
Right.
And you guys will see, we have a lot of personalities this time.
Yes,
yep.
A lot.
All right, Max, take your pick.
You guys might not like this pick, but I'm going to go ahead and go with Thomas.
I mean,
Not because he's my best
full
friend.
disclosure, he's your best friend.
Full disclosure, he is my best friend, but I would have done this anyway. Because he has played before. He played in season 4. And he didn't have a great idea of what was going on at the beginning of his season. But as the season progressed, he started really figuring it out and really started to get on a roll before it just kind of all crashed and burned, and it was just poor timing, and he got voted out, and the HOH broke the tie. So now that he has an idea of what he wants his strategy to be, he is the nicest person you will ever meet. Like, so nice. People are going to just love him just because he's him. And he's competitive. He just, I just have so much faith in him.
So from the best thing that ever happened to Thomas Shirley in Big Brother Hometowns, and the best thing that will ever happen unless he goes on to win the game, is that he won the first HOH on his first season.
He did.
Was because he was not he wasn't with it, and that forced him into the game.
It did.
And he made it deep, and there was a point where we were like final 6, final 5. I'm like, is Thomas going to win this game?
Thomas could take this.
I was like, is he going to win?
That's why Max wanted him out, is because Thomas was a very big threat to win at the end. And I don't think a lot of people are going to know that because they didn't watch his season, or he's just going to blend in with the returners. I'm excited to watch him this time for sure.
Steven?
I mean, I obviously yield to Max given the fact that he knows him personally, and I don't. I will say that of 18, I had him as my 14th pick. So I did not have the same...
And that is also a very real possibility for Thomas because he is a background guy. And he's going to be a background guy. I'd love to see what it looks like. But he had a great awareness of the game that I didn't realize he had until later on. So I'm middle of the road on Thomas, but I think... Go ahead.
I just thought that of all of the returners, he, in my mind, was the least likely of the returners to win.
I disagree with that so much.
Couldn't disagree more.
Oh my God.
And
Connor, we'll get there, but...
we'll get into a lot of them. All right, so now is my pick, and I know exactly what I'm... I know exactly... Oh, I get 2 picks here, and I know exactly where I'm going with the first one. I am 100 million % picking Matt Dela Cruz. Matt DC is 100%. He probably would have been my number 1 pick. Jacob probably would have been my number 1 pick, but I have to go with Matt here. So here's a full disclosure for my relationship with Matt. I don't know him in real life. I haven't met him in real life, but we did play a Survivor game together, and he and Shane, who we'll get to, him and Shane were 2 of the final 3, and they both lost. They were the losing finalists. But I thought that Matt's game was so underappreciated. The winner of that season, her name was Lillian. She was the only girl in a cast of 24 people, and she won the game. It was incredible. She played a great game. It was an obvious blow-away win. But I think Matt's game was really underappreciated. And Matt and I got really tight throughout the game. And Matt and I both kind of got blindsided at 7. I was the one that got voted out, but him and I were on the same page trying to work together, and that kind of derailed both of our games. I was out. He, didn't win. But Matt is so likable. He's so smart. He is loyal. He's got good strategy. He knows how to look ahead. Like, I remember him and I would have so many conversations where he was just like, I'm starting to worry about this person, starting to worry about that person, people that we were working with, people in our alliances. The only person that we never distrusted between the two of us was Lillian, the one person we shouldn't have trusted. She went on to win the game. But I'm very high on Matt. I think in this Big Brother setting, and in this cast, I think he is here for a long time.
I would love to see him here a long time. You've played in a game with him before where you did quite well, so you have that over me here, but I feel like he has such potential of making himself an early threat. I think that, just from the video, just him saying, I am so loud, I am an outspoken, I am very loyal, and that's great. But if he's not loyal to the right people, he could be someone that is targeted pretty early.
That is my one concern with all of the people who do have the big personalities, especially in a season this big.
Yeah.
If you
I-
give the
go ahead.
HOH any reason at all to vote you or to put you on the block,
Yeah.
like you need to like blend in this early.
I think with Matt though, and I could be wrong, but he's got awareness. I think he's got awareness, and I don't think he's someone that is like loud and proud and like in your face personality. I think he is just fun personality. I think that's the difference than some of the other people that I think that could be the loud and in your face type of big personalities.
So do you envision him kind of being like a Jayla?
Yes, yeah, 100%. That's a good call.
Okay.
He's gonna be great for us in the diary room. He's gonna play like a smart game in the house. So if I have to go back to back here, I don't know. My second pick, okay. I was back and forth between a couple people, but I've got to take. I'm taking it back. I'm going with Gray. Gray.
Man.
I was between a couple here. I didn't show you guys the screen, or I didn't show. There goes them. I'm going with Gray here. Gray is a friend of mine in real life as well, and so that does play a factor into it. But he is coming to this game knowing that last time he overplayed a little bit. His situation was very different. It was in a cast of people that he largely knew most of, so he could play a little louder and could play a little stronger. But I think that he's going to come into this just trying to get his footing, and that's the most important part in any of these games is finding your footing. And I think Gray is someone that is socially incredible. He'll make friends with anybody. He'll make conversation with anybody. And if he puts the work in, which I suspect he will, I think Gray has potential. I think has potential to be like to win, which would be the first time that a returning player wins in a mixed season like this. I think that this is the season that could happen, and I think Gray's the guy that could do it.
Gray is a great pick because he has experience specifically with Big Brother hometowns. So he's seen some of the competitions before, and he's been one of the ones like on these types of streams with you, analyzing people's games and breaking them down. So he has that, like he has the additional level of just excellence, like in terms of just pure strategy.
And it'll be interesting, and a storyline I think that will be followed is Gray and Connor's relationship. Connor's coming in wanting, thinking that Gray's in the game, he's right, and wanting to work with Gray. I don't know that Gray's going to feel the same way because Connor won his season.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. We'll get to Connor, but it'll be hard for Connor to get people to work with him that know who he is.
I had Gray pretty high up on my board. He may have been, it's him and one other returner are the two that I think have the best chance of the returners to do well. So I have nothing really more to add to that.
Alrighty. Max, back to you.
Man. Who do I pick? Okay. I think I'm going to head halfway across the world and pick our boy Billy from Melbourne, Australia. First of all, his accent is just great. I love Australian accents.
That's fair.
His intro video, he was a little bit tired, so I don't really think we saw the full Billy. But he just seems like a really nice, genuine person. And honestly, I really do think we're all, like, the rest of them are Americans, so they're going to be enticed by the exotic nature of his citizenship, his accent, if they ever get to talk to him. I'm a little bit worried about time differences, but season 4 winner Max Parsons made it work.
Yep.
So I think he could do really well this time.
The time difference is the biggest thing that can derail him, right?
Yeah.
Because especially on Facebook Messenger, where, like we've talked about last season, where the biggest thing was I was left on red, so I don't trust this person.
Yeah.
So I mean, people should be smart enough to know that, there's a little bit of a time difference there, and that's why you've been left on red, but not being able to have the same time window of making the connections and being able to talk to everyone as much. I mean, it's something he has to overcome. I'm not saying he can't do it, but it's definitely a handicap for him.
Yeah, and I think he'll know that. This isn't his first rodeo, so I think he'll be fine. And yeah, it worked for Max when he played and won and had no issue for the most part. And what Max said before, the whole "you're from Australia, so I want to work with you because of that" is very real. It's very real. Yeah. Great, Steven, you're up.
All right, so I've got 2 picks here. With my second round pick, I am going with Quinn.
Wow.
I think this is. I feel like in a big season where there are a ton of people, there are a good amount of returners, and there are a lot of people who may not necessarily attack returners because we have so many people that have played so many different orgs and things like that. This could be the season that he actually puts it together and does well. I know you disagree.
I very much disagree.
Well, let me be the middle guy because I'm in the middle, and we'll let you go after that because I think that there is a world that is very possible. For sure. And the fact that Connor knows this game, Gray knows this game, if they want to band together and make something happen with them, and Trey has played with them before. Like have they all played with him? Who are the other 2 returners I'm missing? Eric has not played with him, but knows who he is.
And Thomas.
And then Thomas obviously knows who he is. So I think he's in good with the returners, and that's good. He's such a big player, and he just can't hide that. He can't hide that no matter how hard he tries. So I'm the jury's out for me on that. I'm not sold one way or the other, but I would love to see your prophecy on him, Steven, come true here. I really would. All right, Max. This is your brother.
Yeah, he is. For the same reason that you said that he would be in good with the returners, I think he would not be in good with the returners. Because Gray, specifically, has analyzed Quinn's game. He has, granularly analyzed Quinn's game on Facebook Live before. And he's watched it in the viewing party. He knows how much Quinn just is Quinn in these games. Quinn has told me that this time he doesn't want to be the one that initiates alliances because he feels like that is what kind of got him in trouble the previous seasons that he's played. He's just kind of played a little bit too hard, too fast. So that's probably a good strategy for him, just to kind of let the game come to him a little bit more. But I feel like if and when he gets put on the block, maybe wins a veto, pulls himself out, shows how much of a competitor he is, I just think everybody's going to see it. They're just going to see it so early. Like you said, I don't think he can hide it.
So his problem in our season, though, wasn't that he was talking to too many people. It's that he stayed with the returners and didn't do anything else but that, right? He had the returners and he had his the 2 girls, and then that was it. He didn't talk to anyone else. And so the rest of us knew how big a threat he was. He desperately, and Quinn, I know you can't hear me, but I'm begging you, don't try to win every damn challenge from the get-go. The first couple,
that's the thing, because he's capable of it.
I know.
Yeah.
And that's what he did, though. And so we were instantly no, he's got to go. And then he didn't, from that point, he, wasn't able to really make the relationships post him being too big a threat. He desperately just needs to chill until, if he is able to make it to a certain point and then turn it on, good luck, everybody. But that could be his downfall. And the reason that I think he's going to do well is I think that he knows better. I really would love to believe that he knows that he needs to just chill out.
Yeah. I think he's probably aware of that now, but who's to say that he doesn't get tunnel vision in the game?
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to find out. Quinn is always fun when he plays.
Yeah, clearly.
All right, Steven, you get back to back.
My next pick is Alex.
Dang it, yeah.
Oh, man, that was my next one.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah. For probably the same reasons as everyone. He's going to... I can't see him not going far in this game. I really can't. Whether he wins or not, whole different thing. But I don't see him not being a major player in this game.
He's excellent at competitions.
Here's what I fear with Alex. And what do I know? Because what do I know? But he is playing in another game right now. There are 2 games, and the other game is on another page with a lot of big players in the org community, in the org world. Something that I'm on the periphery of, so I only have a small understanding of. But playing 2 games at once, just to me, sounds like a death sentence. Like, just personally, mentally. Like, I can't imagine.
People do it way more often than you would expect, and I don't understand it either. Like, 1 is enough for me.
Yeah.
But if anybody can do it, it's him.
Yes. So all that to say is, yeah, he was the next pick for all of us for a reason. He could have easily been a first-round pick, easily. But in a big game that, this could be a situation where someone who's not, like, that usually you have, like, your top 2 or 3 that can't win because they're the top 2 or 3, and then you have, like next one. I think that higher tier is probably larger in a bigger cast because there's more opportunities to take out big players. So Alex could fall victim to that if there's a downside. Otherwise, I agree. He's going to be a big player. He's going to be in this thing for a while. Max,
what do I do? What do I do? It's just like grasping for air here. Like, man, I'm gonna go with Carson.
I like it. I like the pick.
And I will tell you why. Because there are 2 women playing this time. So that obviously means they're both going to make Final Four.
Right.
That's really it at this point. I don't know anything about Carson other than that she's a female. So she'll be in the Final Four.
Excuse me, guys.
Like, that's really it.
Am
I wrong?
No, you're not wrong at all. Historically, that is what happens. And like I talked about with the game that I played, like Big Brother Hometowns 3, and there was only 2 in that cast. It just is good for them that she's a girl. It's just good. No one is going to target the girls first. Nobody. Why would they? Someone said Josh Hart. I would love to know who you are. Go in StreamYard and let them show your face. So I'd love to know who loves me. Yeah, I mean, the thing that's going to be a barrier for Carson is kind of figuring things out. I think she could, though. I think she's someone that very well could be a gamer in this, and I'm excited to see potentially someone that learns the game, because the people that learn the game and play the game are the best people that I have, that are my favorite casting choices, so to speak, ever.
Yeah.
Lauren comes to mind.
Mm-hmm.
Leah comes to mind.
Thomas.
Bradley, Thomas, like the ones that just are like, I'm gonna learn this and I'm gonna like play it, and she has that potential. She also maybe doesn't. I don't know. I don't hate the pick. I think it's smart to take a girl. I may have to take the next girl on my pick just because you're right that the fact that she's a girl gives them a great chance in a sea of men. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited to see her play. She's a friend in real life, but like I don't know her super well. She's more like a friend of a friend that I've hung out with a few times. So, but I had in mind as someone that I think could really enjoy this game. So, see how Carson does.
That was my third pick, right? Yes. Okay.
Yes. We'll get Steven back in here eventually. Whenever I see him show up at the bottom, then I'll pop him back in. But it's my pick now, so. Man.
This is hard.
This is hard, and it's not that we're like scraping the bottom of the barrel at this point. We're truly not.
We've got some heavy hitters still.
There are some big players here, and so I think that I am going to take. First, my gut is just taking me to telling me to take Jeff. I think that Jeff could really do this. He's a character. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Jeff, after the season, But when we played Sequester, I'm pretty sure that you introduced yourself as a pirate. So if I'm wrong on that, if I remember incorrectly, please tell me. But I'm pretty confident. He's a character, and I think he's going to be someone that's a big player. So I'm excited. This is a guy that I'm like, what are you going to do? Like, what are you capable of? Like, I feel like you could be dangerous in real life, let alone in the game of Big Brother Hometowns. So I'm just picking him out of just respect to the unknown.
I'm gonna agree with that.
I like that pick solely for production value.
Oh yes.
There are every now and then you just come across a player that just has it for some reason, and you don't know what it is, but you're just like, I feel like you are just like, you just have something, and I feel like Mitchell is one of those people. I feel like Bradley is one of those people. You can just something emanates from them that you're like, I feel like you're supposed to do well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm excited to see how he fares. He's into it, like he's going to be an active player. I feel like most of this cast is going to be in the game, which is
That's
a
really
blessing
exciting.
a blessing.
Lord knows.
All right,
We
my second
deserve
pick,
this.
I'm between two. We do deserve this. Oh my gosh, we deserve this so much. It's so good. We don't have Bobby and Leighton. We don't have like a Callie and Brianna situation. This. Okay, so I'm between two people here. One of them being Kaylee because she is the other girl. But I think, okay, I'm gonna take her. I might regret that, but I won't reveal who my other pick would have been, in case they hang around. Yes, Kaylee, because she's a girl. That's one. That is just a big factor. We've already discussed that. And two, because she has done her homework, and I love when people do their homework. And if she's done her homework, that means she knows what she has an idea of what to expect when she gets in this game. Now, every pregame means nothing. Everything is when you get in the game, but preparation in anything is important, and she has done her homework, which I'm thankful for, and I think that is going to serve her well when she gets in the house and starts building relationships with people.
Agreed. Kaylee is a personal friend of mine. We are in the same acapella group, and I can just tell you, Kaylee is the life of the party. She lights up a room when she walks in. She is just a joy to be around. She is not afraid to speak her mind, but in the best way. She'll just tell you how it is. She'll give great commentary for the viewing party. She'll just give a very accurate picture of what's going on. And she's just an overall great person. The fact that she's a girl and she is that likable, guaranteed to make jury. Unless just something just wild happens, but she's on the jury for sure.
She was my fourth ranked person out of the entire game. So
Wow.
that I love the pick. Yeah, like Josh said, the fact that she studied, that she was actively asking questions about it, went through previous seasons to see what had been going on.
Episodes.
I know, that's amazing, right? And the fact that she is one of the two women, like you guys were saying, that's going to be a huge advantage. It's going to be, there are going to be so many more people trying to bring her in than, vice versa. So.
All right, Max, you are up.
What do I do? I'm gonna take. I think I'm gonna take Eric.
Dang it! that was my. I mean, that's who I was. That's who I was between.
Yeah, Eric. If I remember correctly, kind of got screwed when he played the first time. He had so much potential to do other things, and it just ended really early for him. He's a person who definitely is just going to be hyper aware of what's going on, and he has what it takes for sure to win.
Mm-hmm. A couple things for mine on Eric. His first season was just the personal relationships he had in the house were his undoing, which is usually not the case. It was a weird situation, and I think that hopefully his personal relationships going in, knowing Zach and Gray,
and Quinn,
and Quinn, ultimately, hopefully, will be a better situation for him than the situation he found himself in last time. What Eric needs to do is contingency plan in case those things don't go well, and find other people and make connections, which Eric is very good at. And I think he's got the strategy. He's got all the makings of a good player. Just hopefully his situation doesn't screw him over.
Yeah, I would say that's true.
Steven, any thoughts?
I mean, nothing more to add than what you guys already said.
Great. All right, Steven, you're up.
All right. I have 2 picks here, and I'm between 3 people. My first pick is going to be Robbie.
I love that pick, honestly.
That was going to be my next one, probably.
Yeah. I mean, again, he seems very likable. He seems to, apparently a Big Brother superfan hopes to one day be on the show. He should theoretically be able to know how to maneuver the game, how to take care of himself in the game.
Yeah, I think Robbie's a sleeper. I think he's one of those guys that could come in that next level of threat and could take this thing. I think Robbie's a guy that really could win. I mean,
yeah.
I think it's more out of just interest and respect of the players above him. But he's picked pretty low here. But I think he's going to be a good player.
Yeah,
for sure. He just seems like somebody you would want to be friends with.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm excited about Robbie's potential for sure. You got 2 picks.
Oh. I'm only making this pick because of the pure level of disrespect towards him. I'm picking Connor.
Wait, of disrespect?
By Max
up to this point?
Yes.
Oh.
And that is the only reason I'm going him. I had another pick in mind, but I'm good with it.
Connor.
I'm going Connor.
Go for it.
Listen,
go ahead, Steven.
Here's all I will say about Connor is the fact, obviously, clearly returner, already won the game, won BBH 2. So he's done it before. I know that he's made mistakes in other seasons, but this is not lost on me. But, the fact that Shelby just played and he was really watching that and saw the mistakes that she made, I think maybe he could have learned something from her mistakes.
That's the thing, though. He could play his perfect game, and I still don't think he would win, because as a former winner, I've tried to win again twice, and it doesn't happen. Everything has to break your way in order for it to happen. And I don't know if I trust Connor to pull out conflicts, because that's what it's going to need to come down to. They're not going to let him get past 7. So
let me point your attention to a young man who found his feet on the islands of Cagayan. His name is Tony Vlachos.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Vlachos played a wild game of Survivor and somehow won. Connor did the same thing. So the next time Tony goes out and plays Survivor and goes crazy, literally burying himself while metaphorically burying himself within minutes, Connor comes into BBH 5 Battle Royale and starts burying himself. Literally just absolutely atrocious. Third time around, we are heading towards the Tony Vlachos Season 40 Winners that were winner. Now, this is not that situation, but I thought of this analogy, but Connor also has said this to me. He said he texted me, he was like, I think that my third time could be like Tony, where I redeemed myself a little bit, chilled the F out, and really play the game that won me the game.
Right.
See, if this was an all-winner season, I would buy that 100%. But this time, I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying he's gonna win. I'm just saying this is the
storyboard.
This is the 5th round pick. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Like,
Not the last pick. I would pick many people over Connor.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Connor wants to come in and play with people like Quinn and Gray, but Gray is someone that like is probably still salty from the second season a little bit. I don't know. So
Yeah, like those scars run deep, man. They really
if
do.
this was an all-winner season, I would win. My best guess is that is Sam.
Mm.
But anyway, yeah, I'm hoping that Connor can get in this game because he's very fun. He's great in the diary room.
His intro video was great.
His
Amazing.
intro video is phenomenal. Yeah, incredible. Connor was like when he played. Oh, wrong. It says wrong. Who else could it be? That's not Sam or you or Max Parsons. It could be Max Parsons, not Connor. It's not Jenny.
Sarah
anyway,
or Greg.
it is Jenny.
It's Jenny.
It's Jenny. I love it.
Jenny, put your money where your mouth is and play this game again.
Jenny needs to wait until the all-winner season.
Yeah, oh yeah. Anyway, I had something else to say about Connor, but it was derailed. Anyway, Connor is going to be fun to watch. I'm excited. Hopefully he gets some time in the game. All right, Max, back to you.
It's Max's turn. What am I going to do?
I think there's one or two picks here that are the correct answer.
I'm probably gonna go with. I'm between. I don't care revealing because Josh is gonna have two picks, but I'm probably between Shane and Nathan, and I think I'm gonna go with Shane.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah.
That's the other guy I was between.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Shane. I just trust Shane a little bit more. He's been around the block a few times. His thing is just he's going to have to reel it in early so he doesn't stand out. But I think he's aware of that, and just kind of like a Matt type of thing. Like I see them as kind of similar, but he knows what he's doing, and the charisma just oozes from him. I can already tell. So
yeah, he's a guy that like he likes drama though. He likes drama, and like I'd be nervous that he's gonna stir it up when it's not necessary. That's what he did in our Survivor season. He like stirred up drama that wasn't necessary, and sometimes it rubbed people, sometimes me, the wrong way.
sometimes though, you can pull a Chandler and actually, because of your drama, be a sought after person. Like Chandler was my number one ally by the end of season 7.
Well, I mean that was going back to Connor, that was Connor's game plan, is that he threw a hissy fit in season 2 later in the game, and it made the target so big on him that he wasn't a target anymore. He tried that in his 5th season. That's what I was going to say before. He tried that in his 5th season, but he tried it on day 2. Like,
Right.
So it's very different. Anyway,
I feel like Shane could use that to his advantage if he does it at the right time, for sure.
anything to add, Steven?
No.
Yeah. All right, it's up to me here. So I know who I'm not picking, and I'm grateful that I don't have to pick him. And I've made my stance very clear, and I hope he sees this after the season, or I hope he sees it in 2 days when he's evicted. I am not picking. I will. Okay, I don't think. I think he's gonna last a little longer than 2 days, but I'm not picking Zach. And the thing is, I love Trey. Do I want to pick him? No, I don't. I still don't think he can win. And he threw shade at me for saying that I would call him an overthinker, but he is. So I'm gonna go with Nathan here. I think that's the only logical pick. Yeah, I think Nathan could surprise us. I mean, he's young. I think he said he was 19, so he's a little younger in this cast. But we have a pretty, big spread, I think, or decent sized spread. So that could get in his way. But he doesn't have to tell people that he's 19, so he could come off as someone who's a little older. So like, if he finds his way to the final 2, and you have people like Zach and Jeff, and like those people that are a little older, like trying to give a jury vote to a 19-year-old, if that could be a problem for him. But I think he comes off pretty likable. I don't think he's like someone who necessarily deserves to be like a bottom tier pick, but we have a lot of good people in front of him. So I think that Nathan could really do well in this game. I think he's gonna get in alliances. I think that he's going to play the social game. We'll see how he is in competitions. That kind of thing is hard to judge when you don't know. So I'm hopeful.
I had Nathan as my next to last pick. He, who knows? He reeks of Thomas from last season to me.
Interesting.
I see huge just similarities between the two. Obviously, Thomas never really got a chance because he was first boot, so who knows what his game would have been like. But prove me wrong. I'd love. I mean, he does seem very likable, but I don't see him going far.
I don't know if I trust him as much to force the social relationships to happen early. But yeah, none of us know him, so that.
Yeah. He's someone that I've had my eye on because he's been in the viewing party for a while. So like, I've been trying to get him to play for a while. So I hope he gets a chance because I've been trying to get him to play for so long.
Yeah.
So. All right, Max.
No, you're up again.
Still
I am up again. Oh, it is me. It is me. All right. Right. I got to pick Trey. I have to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that his picture is cutting off his face for some reason, but I got to pick Trey. Trey, I don't know what it is that makes me believe that he can't win because he made the final two. He was a little bit of a goat, but he made some big moves throughout the game. He won competitions. He flipped on a vote and like changed the direction of the season. He did team up with Quinn in that season, so I think he'll probably have Quinn to team up with again. So maybe I'm a little too harsh on him sometimes. I just don't know I just don't know there's something that I just don't know if he can win. I don't know.
Listen, you can't hold the fact that he was up against a king against him.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
right?
too kind.
I mean, how are you going to hold that against him, right?
I feel like though he possibly could have gotten a vote or two if he had done a better job at articulating what he did, which I think he totally undersold himself. Like, I don't know if he was like ready to just describe what he did because that was huge. His flip. What Quinn wanted to take credit for that. Quinn is like, why is Trey getting all this credit for this move? Team effort, I guess. But
I thought I gave Quinn credit for that.
Or Quinn was like, why is Trey taking credit for this? Because Trey talks about it.
Right. Well, I mean, it's his decision ultimately.
Yeah, but anyway. Trey...
Yeah, no one's gonna ever say this person flipped me. They're gonna say I flipped.
Exactly. I'm like, duh, Quinn. Of course, he's gonna take credit for that. Trey just does have the potential to think himself into a spiral and just miss what's happening 5 feet in front of his face.
I love him, and I'm glad that he's playing, and I'm excited to see what he can bring. He's fun in the diary room just because he's so neurotic. It's great.
Yeah.
All right, Max.
There's a pick that I know I should make, and there's a pick that I want to make. I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to pick Zach.
Yeah.
Wow.
I agree. I think you should. I
want to. Zach is my therapist. And
I don't know if we should be saying that over the airwaves, but that's okay. I just don't want him to get in trouble.
I just really enjoy the fact that he's playing. And yes, he does have the potential to flame out like a Josh Gardner. But also, he is a therapist, so he reads people very well. It is his job to understand people and their motivations and their problems. He uses those skills like he could destroy this game. He really could. It will just be, is he committed? Which, iffy so far.
Yeah.
He has a full-time job and a family. But he can do it. He really can. He can.
Steven, you go first.
I mean, other than the fact that he ghosted us, he didn't make his video the night it was due. He then didn't make his video at noon at the time it was due, and then he went and joined the viewing party after not joining it for like a year prior to being invited. He's killing it. He's a great pick.
I think the reason that I'm being so brash about Zach is because he's already made me angry. And so I just feel like there's got to be a place that's a healthy place for me, for my own sanity, to just give him crap. And this is that place. Because, just look at your Facebook messages. Like, it's not that hard. Like, he's like, oh, it's just not, this is due Saturday, or just starting here. I'm just like, Zach, I'm very professional in my communication with Big Brother Hometowns. Everything is clear as day, crystal clear as Alex Day, and just like, what are you missing? What? That's the other part of it, is that, Max, you're so right, and that he has all the tools and all the potential in the world, and I hope he does. But part of me is like, if you're going to be out of this, just please get evicted by day 4 or whatever, and let's just move on with our lives, because, hey, you played, you made Josh happy, and we'll move on.
I really think once he gets in the game for real, it will become real to him, and the light switch will go off, and he's like, oh, I
and
need
that's
to
the
turn
thing.
it on.
He's one of those people that when he gets competitive, can be like unbearable, which is like good in a sense because he is competitive, and I think that once that kind of fire in him starts, that could really drive him. Hopefully not drive him to a point of just doing ridiculous things for the sake of being ridiculous, like Josh did in season 4 when he just lied to everyone every day, every 5 minutes, almost literally. I can see Zach thinking, oh, this is a game of lying and deception. I'm just going to lie to you, and just for no reason. And that kind of stuff, you think, as a player like Zach or Josh, you think that, oh, this is providing good content. This is providing fun. But it's really just making everyone annoyed.
The good thing about Big Brother Hometowns is that it is not an in-person game, so you have time to think about what you want to type to people.
Right.
Yeah.
That's his saving grace. He has time to look at it, ask Ashley what she thinks.
Yeah.
Run it
Ask
through
Evie,
that filter.
ask
Evie,
his children,
ask his kids. Yeah. Whether he will do that is another story, but he has that option.
So, every time I do these cast assessments, I put stock in how prompt people are. I didn't do that with a couple of them. Kaylee's not been super prompt, but we'll give her a little pass because I like her more, and I've known Zach for 7-8 years.
Well, for the record, Josh, there was someone who wasn't super prompt and didn't really you didn't have much faith in last season that made Final 3. So.
Wow. Wow.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Okay, no. I will give you.
Just because she made.
I will give you a real example of that. Is Maddie. Maddie.
Yes, Maddie is a great example. As
she
someone
could have gone much further than she did, but.
Yep.
But your brother
do they
ruined
exist?
everything.
Do Parker and Maddie exist? They didn't send anything. We couldn't get a hold of them. But then Maddie goes and rips off a bunch of HOHs, and he's like,
yeah, they were the first 3 HOHs between them. So
it was incredible.
Yeah, that's another one of those people that you love when they figure it out, and they're so much fun to have on when they figure it out. I would love to see Maddie back. I just don't think that'll ever happen. Maybe we lost Steven for a second.
No.
Yeah, I would love to see Steven get back in the stream, really, is what I'd love to see. Especially because it's his pick, not that he has a choice.
Do your best Steven impression.
There's so many things that I could do here to be Steven. I'll work on my Steven impression because there's a lot of things that I could do.
Okay. We'll work that out.
So Steven went in and then came over.
Oh. Welcome
We
back.
have a new Steven.
Not entirely sure what happened there, team.
New Steven.
Is this the same Steven?
It's okay.
Different one.
Max
Okay.
wanted me to.
Cool.
Yeah. Max wanted me to do an impression of you while we were gone, and I decided not to because there's so many ways I could go with it.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not wrong.
All right, Steven, you get the last pick. Who are you going to go with here?
I don't know. I couldn't see him. I don't know that this person exists. So, is this person actually here and playing the game?
Great question.
To fill in the viewing party, his intro video came from an undisclosed location in Tennessee. It was dark. We couldn't see his face. It was very mysterious.
I
don't know.
mean, I've got nothing to say, guys.
Daryl, just don't know.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was entertaining. I enjoyed
okay.
watching it.
Yeah, it was. If he's just silly and just whatever, that's fine. But one issue I have with Daryl is that he claims in his application and his video that he's antisocial, playing a social game. I call me crazy.
Yeah.
Now, once again, we had someone who made the final three who did not play a social game either. But he's the last pick for a reason here. He's the last pick because we have no idea what he's about, other than being weird and in the dark and in an undisclosed location and having no social abilities. Other than that, he's probably going to win.
Other than that, he's going to. We all know that, right?
Of course.
He's gonna have.
The biggest troll. If we
Gonna be
probably
him
couldn't
and Zach
control
in the
anymore.
final two.
Yeah. If we have a Daryl and Zach final two, that will either be the most entertaining season in the history of television or the worst thing that we've ever put ourselves through for 3 weeks.
It'll top season 7.
Yeah, season 7 is mild if that's our final two. It's nothing.
Oof.
Okay, so a couple of things I want to ask before we wrap this up. We'll get to actual winner picks. We obviously all had a first round pick, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's our winner pick. And I think we could call it the Lauren Award. Like, who do we see as the biggest Lauren potential, as someone who could really come out and surprise us here?
Or people who are laid off or whatever.
I have a pick for the Lauren Award, and it is Kaylee. I think Kaylee she's done her homework, which means that she's intrigued. She wants to learn, which is huge. And I really think once she gets her footing and makes friends and figures out who these people are, I really think we could see Kaylee just blossom into a really fun player.
Mm-hmm.
I wholeheartedly agree. I don't even know her, but I definitely agree. I can't tell you guys how much I love the fact that she doesn't know this game and she went and watched all the seasons to prepare. That is awesome. I adore that. So I really hope she does well.
Yeah, I'll agree. I can't see anyone else with that specific potential. I think that's a really good pick for that. All right, let's make our winner picks, because I might go off the beaten path for my winner pick just to change it up, because I'm never right. So
I'm currently riding a 1-season streak of the correct winner pick. So man.
So here you go.
What do I do? Steven, you go first.
I
Or
went
Josh.
first. I go last this time. Josh is first.
Okay, now I have my pick, and I'm going to go off the beaten path a little bit. Someone that is not on my team, but as I've talked myself into it, my winner pick is Robbie Lefkowitz. I think that Robbie could win this game. I'm just talking myself into it, and I think he's in the perfect spot. It's just my perception. My pick is Robbie. Otherwise, I would have picked Matt. I was like, if I had to go with what I think is the best pick here, I would have gone Matt. But I'm going the next level because I'm always wrong. going with Robbie.
I guess that means I'm next. I may also pick someone that's not on my team. I might go with. Ooh. I think I'm gonna go with Gray.
That's a great
Gray.
pick.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Gray win. I'd be thrilled if Gray won.
Yep.
All right, Steven, are you going to just take the number one pick, your number one pick, and go with Jake?
I took him number one for a reason.
Yeah.
That's my pick to win this game. I really think he's got the best. I mean, as good a chance as anyone in an 18-player Big Brother hometown season does. I love his chances.
Yeah. All right, and then one more for fun. Who's the first boot?
Ooh. Daryl.
I'm saying Shane.
Nathan.
All right.
We've anything else?
Put it in the books.
Anything else we can predict? I think that's pretty much it.
We're
No.
not having a battle back this time, so we can't.
No battle back this season. That is going to put this game on high alert. You get one life in this game. You get one life, and I'm excited about that. I think it's going to be a really fun twist to not have that twist.
Because we've had it every season.
All right, friends. I've got to go. Good luck to everyone this season.
Bye, Steven.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much all I got. And so this thing starts tomorrow. Tomorrow is day 0. We have a fun, brand new twist. I'll tell the people about it if you want to see it. It is inspired by my 2 stints on Sequester. So for Mitchell and the second person that's still watching, you can enjoy this. Tomorrow is day 0. Instead of dumping 18 people in one house, we are going to put them in groups of 4 and 5 in specific rooms. So the only people that they'll get to know is the 4 or 5 people, or I guess the 3 or 4 other people in their room. And in their room, by the end of tomorrow, they will each vote for someone in their room to be nominated to potentially be the first head of household. So then on Sunday, day 1, when we put all the people in the house, all 18 of them, I believe there are 4 rooms, correct? Yes, there are 4 rooms. We'll have 4 people that are nominated to potentially be the first head of household. They'll have the day to get to know each other, to strategize, to talk, and by the end of the day, all 18 people will vote, and they will vote for who they would like to be the first HOH, and that will be.
One fun thing that we could do is I could reveal the rooms, and we could make our picks for who's going to be nominated for each room.
I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
Let's do that. Here, I'm gonna come here real quick and put it on the screen so we can see it. I'll just kind of type it up as we do it.
Okay.
Here can handle me doing all these things at once. Hold on. I'm going to make the font super big so that people can actually see it.
I'm very excited to see how this twist is going to turn out.
All right.
I think it's a great way to ease into an 18-person season as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it supposed to be that blurry?
No. Why did that happen? Does StreamYard not like Google Docs? It must not like Google Docs because I don't think that this is like all of a sudden just like phasing out. That's interesting. Maybe. All right, that's okay. We can just talk through it.
Okay. Room 1 is comprised of Zach, Carson, Shane, and Jeff.
Jeff is 100% getting that.
Why?
I just think that Zach is too absent.
I think it could be Carson.
It could be Carson. I don't know if she's going to want it.
She might not fight for it. Jeff would probably fight for it. Shane would fight for it.
Yeah, I think that Shane might fight for it. It's going to all be on first impressions, obviously. But my if I had to rank it, it would be Jeff, Shane, Carson, Zach.
Okay.
That's just off the top of the head.
Room 2 is Connor, Robbie, Nathan, Kaylee, and Billy.
Interesting room there. Connor's not going to want that. I don't think if he's smart, he's not going to want it. I don't think Kaylee would want it.
Nathan could possibly get that.
I could see Nathan taking a stand for it here. So maybe Nathan.
Room 3 is Matt, Trey, Eric, and Jacob.
Matt, Trey, Eric, and Jacob. This one's interesting. This is a group. This is for like savvy minds. You know, I gave Trey a hard time, but these are people that are going to think through this a lot. I don't know. This is a tough one. This is an interesting group. This is an interesting room. I actually hope this room turns into an alliance.
This could possibly be like which one of them kind of rallies the troops and is going to be like, all right, guys, elect me. I can take care of you guys. We can form maybe the one who attempts to form the alliance. It could be Matt.
I can see Matt, and I can also see Jacob like stepping up in that way in terms of an alliance. That'll be interesting. That's an interesting room. That's a room to keep an eye out on. All right.
In room 4 is Quinn, Gray, Alex, Thomas, and Daryl.
Ooh, what a group.
What a group.
These 5 people found themselves in one room. What actually happens?
I don't know. This is really weird for me, like this season, because a lot of people that I know personally that don't know each other are about to meet each other, and it's just it's like the Twilight Zone for me. Like,
yeah. I think this is Alex's room to get.
I would say so too.
Yeah.
So then, out of Jeff, Nathan, Jacob, and Alex, who would the house pick as the first HOH? How do you even judge what 18 people are going to do?
Yeah, you don't.
It's going to be chaos. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I don't know. No idea. Let's. I think Alex is the first HOH.
All right.
Based on this,
I can see it.
This simulation, we're gonna say that Alex potentially wins the first HOH. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The game's gonna. This is gonna help kickstart the game a little bit. I hope that's the idea behind it.
For sure.
But I should get off here too and get downstairs. I've been at this desk like all day today. So we are so excited for season 8 of Big Brother Hometowns. Those of you that this is a fun thing I want to say. Those of you that are watching this after this season, like when it's all over, I hope we were wrong about all of you. I hope that that you just the ones that we were really high on, maybe you proved us right. The ones we were super low on, you proved us wrong. I hope that you're at this point because it'd be fun for you to like if you're here 3 weeks from now, just shoot me a message in the diary room and say, hey, it was me, and you get a secret advantage next time you play. Just kidding, you definitely don't. All right, signing off for now, and we will see you guys tomorrow, kind of throughout this whole thing as we kick off Big Brother Hometowns 8.
8. Who would have thought we'd be here?
Climbing towards 10.
Oh, man. 10's going to be good.
Getting close to 10. Not saying if that... Who knows if that means anything or not. Probably does.
Don't know.
All right, that's it for me.
See you guys.
Bye, everyone.